3, 2, 1, go.
This is Sonic the Hedgehog, and you're watching Figure 8. And this is Shadow the Hedgehog. You are watching Figure 8. Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Finalhazard podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and as always, I'm joined by...
I'm his co-host, RealSethery. You know who I am.
No, we don't.
Oh.
We got... Who are you?
Oh, I'm Poyo, and I am a member of the channel, but I'm not a regular on this podcast. But I'm here today.
Yippee!
I have a new mic now, so my audio quality is actually good.
Can you blow into the mic one time for the one time?
I don't know if that did anything.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah. I can't bass boost this time, guys.
It's an end of an era.
It's over.
Oh my
No,
god.
Unless I decide to just record from my iPad again, just for one thing.
We peak the April Fool's episode.
If I was reacting to the Sonic 3 trailer, if I actually did that, it would have been just from my iPad because it released in the fucking morning, and I would have woken up super early. You know, I was
There's a
not
Sonic
in
3
my
trailer?
computer for that.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's been a while since the last episode.
Yeah,
It has.
The last time you saw us, we were yapping about that god awful Knuckles show.
that stupid show, which I haven't seen, and I still have no desire to watch it. So,
How will Jeff Fowler come back from such a disappointment?
Well,
you know how
he
come back.
did direct the best episode of the
Oh,
show,
True.
which was episode 1,
And then he didn't direct the other.
Well,
and
that's
then he
fucking
didn't write or
unfortunate.
direct on anything else for the Knuckles show.
It's fucking unfortunate. But yeah, the Sonic Movie 3 trailer came out.
Mm-hmm.
Check our reaction. Hopefully there'll be a card to it right there in the little top.
When did we react to
right.
that? Like earlier this month?
Well, we
last-
reacted to it when it came out.
Yeah, it came out August 27th, so
Oh
it's
wow.
been about 3 weeks. 3 weeks
Can I
now.
talk about like but it was like the anticipation period for that trailer because people were like, when is it coming out? And it kind of seemed like it wasn't going to come out
I
for a
feel like
while. But I think people were being hella impatient because it's like the movie's coming out this year. They were gonna put something out regardless, you know.
I think it was because we got the Sonic 2 trailer so like early, because like the movie, when we got the Sonic 2 trailer, it was still, the movie wasn't ready to come out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also got the Sonic 1 trailer, but that movie got delayed.
That was a whole other...
That movie had a whole like background, like behind the scenes like rework, because they were like,
Yeah.
get that shit out of here.
Get that fucker off the screen.
Yeah, but I want the mongrel cut, respectfully.
Do you
It
think
doesn't
You keep
exist.
you keep telling me it doesn't exist, but
The
I
movie
believe it
wasn't
exists.
done yet.
It had to be. It had.
I
to
feel like
be.
they had enough footage for it to be
They had enough
something.
footage to make a trailer. It had to be real.
I
had to
just
be real.
it
Can a man,
doesn't
can-
exist.
Can a man,
Tyson has said it didn't exist.
You know what though?
I don't believe him.
At the very least, we have that design immortalized in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers or whatever the fucking movie was called.
It's not even the same design. It's
They made it uglier.
yeah.
He's like,
They made it
And
much grosser.
then you know what? And then some individuals on Twitter decided to look at that design and go, actually,
No.
lip bite.
Lip bite,
Which,
oh my
first
God.
of all, y'all are freaks.
It happens every time, no matter what. It's every
We love
time.
you, but you're freaks.
I
Without
don't.
fail.
I don't love you.
Oh my God.
I have no love in my heart
That
for those people.
that trailer, but what do we know? What do we think? What do we think?
Of the Sonic 3 trailer. Well,
Yeah.
Thoughts?
it's like base thought is cool as fuck.
Mhm.
And you can see our reactions in the description below.
I'm gonna link it again. Link it again.
But I remember watching it and going like, I don't know. I thought it looked really good, like cool. Like, the shadow looks great. The action looks great.
Yeah.
The Sonic and Tails and Knuckles look great. The color choices, the color selection and grading of this movie. Oh my God. It's a Sonic movie that actually looks like a movie.
It's a step up from the previous one.
'Cause
like very much so.
Sonic 2, I like that movie a lot. We whole review of it from like 2 years ago in the description. But that, like, looking back at it, that movie is like color graded like a TV episode of a show. It doesn't look like a movie. But this is the lighting and color choices in the trailer so far look so like dynamic and lack of a better word, cinematic. It's just so
Real
cool.
cinema.
You got like the shot of Shadow Akira bike sliding up the side of a skyscraper. That
Dude,
looks
that was
looks
fucking-
rad.
I was
You got-
tweaking.
You got like Shadow like running from Prison Island or whatever, like, and he like moves like a snake or something. It's sick. Like everything
Like,
about it.
beating up the guards, similar to how he did in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
And then-
Yeah.
And then we
Hold
got damn. And then we got like, I don't know. There's a lot of references, and also I'm sensing there's going to be a tonal like a major tonal shift.
Of course.
Like because like it's very. I mean, Shadow's backstory is very heavy. Can be very heavy when treated with the tact and, like, you know, honesty or whatever. Or
Yeah.
like just the appreciation to it, like when it's like treated properly. So like you can really get like that emotional weight out of it. And I think they're going to try doing that. Like, that little girl's dead. We saw her dead on the ground.
In
Down
the
the floor.
fire of the fucking burning arc. Something that I was very afraid of was that, I'm not saying that, you know what, fuck it, I will say it. Shadow is a serious character, and I feel like not treating him that way kind of undermines him, you know? And I was kind of, I had this internal fear that they were gonna do something, more so characterization wise, they were gonna do something that like wouldn't feel right for him. You know, especially since I feel like for the past, how long would you say, past 10 years? Like, I mean, a part of it is because Shadow hasn't really been in anything significant aside from Forces in terms of the games, and then because there's a period of time where all we really had for Sonic content was Sonic Boom, so like Shadow's characterization was kind of in a weird spot, and my big fear was like, oh, they're just gonna make him like typical angry edgy rival. But I mean, I'm not saying that like almost a parody of that, like not like you know how like there's the joke where like Shadow's edgy and like he is edgy, but then there's like he's edgy, like it's like a joke, like I don't know, like that type of thing.
I still feel
Not that fear is gone, but I feel like after watching that trailer, I felt a little more confident that they were gonna treat him a bit more seriously, at least compared to Sonic and Co. Because, like, I can already tell that's what, I guess also because of like stuff Azuka said, not relating to the movie itself, but just more so about Shadow's character. So I'm just like, okay, like, it made me a bit more optimistic for that. Also, like Seth said, he looks great. He basically looks like what he's supposed to look like in the movieverse. I feel like here's my thought on it. If you don't like how the Sonic characters look in the movieverse, then you're not gonna like it. But I'm fine with how they look in the movies.
He looks like what Shadow would look like in 2013 graphics, real life.
Compared to Sonic, you know.
Yeah.
See, listen, it could have been way worse.
Could have been way worse. He could have been built like a 5th grader.
See, we've seen the way worse. Like we took a glimpse into the timeline where this movie couldn't exist because the first.
This movie would have never happened. I think the Sonic movie would have bombed. If the
first one, absolutely.
That first one,
if it didn't bomb, it would definitely be like critically panned.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a blight on the franchise for sure. But they took a negative and turned it into a positive, so we're happy about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what happens in the trailer, just like, and then like we'll kind of like talk about like our thoughts on it like throughout. Cause
you want to pull it up, or let me look at it actually.
Oh, I was just gonna go off the top of my head, but
yeah, I was just saying, like, we're gonna go frame by frame. You don't have to, like, watch the whole thing, but just, like, specific stuff. Eat that shit.
I'm pulling up the trailer. Yeah, there's... Oh, the Flames of Disaster!
The Flames of Disaster!
So, context for the people that did not watch the Knuckles show.
Me!
Knuckles in this movie, in the trailer, you see has, like, fire powers. He doesn't really have fire powers. He can light his hands on fire. And it's the movie universe's version of the Iblis. He beat him up in a weird flashback in the show, and he got fire powers at the end. And that's where the disaster meme comes from. It's not important. I don't even think the movie itself is going to
no, of course
really
not.
reference the show's events. But what I really want to talk about is the trailer basically sets up the plot as Shadow has escaped from Prison Island, which I can only assume is Prison Island, and the GUN gun basically tasks, like they request Sonic and Friends' assistance in defeating and capturing Shadow. Like that's basically what the trailer tells us about the basic plot. And I think... Oh, fuck. Sorry, I got distracted by something. But yeah, it's the basic, like, plot. And we get to see, like, really cool action scenes. And there's some key differences here with SA2, because that's primarily what the movie's based off. It looks like Gerald is alive?
Yeah. We don't know why.
It's really strange, because, like...
He's also Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah, also played by Jim Carrey in a really funny, like, little bit in the trailer. And, yeah, like, what you were saying earlier with, like, the tonal shift thing, yeah, I that's definitely the case, because delivered brilliantly by the breathtaking Keanu Reeves. Shadow implies that they're gonna kill everyone.
Oh yeah, I think
saw it's like, what did you do? What I had to do.
And I think the last episode, I can't remember. I have to retrace my steps. I believe it was episode 21
one?
Yeah. Put that up there. Put that in the cards. Where we talked about the mystery behind the movie Shadow. Title drop. I'm sorry. I need to stop. we talked. I think we talked about like Shadow's voice actor, right? We talked about that.
It's been a while since we recorded that episode. Oh my god, the beginning of this year.
Wow.
I don't know if the Keanu Reeves rumor started yet, or
There
if
was-
I think it
there
has.
was the Keanu. It was Keanu Reeves.
Robert
Hayden-
Pattinson.
Robert
That was-
Pattinson and Hayden.
But I think that was more so speculation. And who was the other guy? Sorry.
It was Hayden. I don't remember his last name.
Christensen.
He Christensen. He's Anakin Skywalker in the prequel trilogy, Star Wars.
Mm.
Dude,
this is off topic, but there's like a Robert Pattinson is in like a new movie that's coming out next year, and like it reinforced my belief that he needs to do more voice acting. I get him out these fucking live action movies, just put him in the booth.
Because he was in one of the Ghibli.
He was in Boy in the
movies.
Heron, and he did
You
a silly
you
goofy
couldn't you
voice.
can't even tell it's him.
It's so funny, booth man. Anyways, yeah, Keanu was definitely a rumored person earlier on, and I think like some sources were saying that it was him, but it hadn't been officially confirmed until
I think
before the trailer.
yeah, they tweeted it out like right before the trailer.
Yeah.
Like
Which even then it's like everyone
few days
knew,
before.
but that was the official confirmation of it.
I didn't believe him.
And I dig it. I think Shadow sounds so cool in this trailer.
See, when he first talked, which to be fair, I think like the "you're a colorful bunch" line, it sounds like cobbled together. It doesn't sound like he said that, to be honest. However,
I don't think he actually says that in the movie either, because it sounds like two
Sounds
like different
weird.
lines.
it sounds
Put
weird,
together.
and I was like, "What?" But
They do
then
that for
he
trailers.
said the lines later in the trailer, and I was like, "Okay, you know what? I
like-
kind of see it. I kind of. I need to hear more of him though. That's my issue. I need to hear him more because I haven't heard enough.
I like
you know.
I like John Wick's Shadow. I think it works really well.
I am okay with it. I'm not like 100% sold yet. I just need to hear more.
particularly because the new memes of Shadow saying the what is it?
You're a colorful
The
bunch.
the cyberpunk like trailer like
Oh,
yeah.
wake the fuck up, samurai.
yeah.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Yeah, it's so
City
funny.
to burn. Seen
Also,
that John Wick
getting
animation is pretty
caught.
cool. Yeah.
is it? Damn. Wait. No. Never mind. I'll wait. I'll wait until. Wait. Actually, no. Like, just in terms of the celebrity, the celebrity voice actors that we've gotten so far,
Mhm.
I definitely think Keanu's the better one. One of the better ones, definitely. I feel like love Idris Elba, but
It just is so weird. I feel
it's
like
so
when
it's not.
there's still a disconnect. I can't get fully used to it.
I was vibing with it in the second movie, and then like as time has gone on, and he does like, and they have him do like other things as Knuckles, and I'm like,
Well, the only other
This
thing
is
he's
my
done as Knuckles
jam.
is the show.
is the
And
show?
That show is terrible.
And the show
Good.
just kind of, I don't know. There's just something because I feel like it's because he's not well written in that show that it's like making me sour on the portrayal.
Maybe,
the character.
maybe.
I gotta see how if he has any zingers in this new movie.
I remember
His-
I liked him in the second one. Like I thought he wasn't like great per se, but I thought he was all right in the second one from what I remember.
Yeah.
I think, and this is probably a negative for some people. The thing about these movies is that they have continued the trend of let's not get like industry voice actors to voice these characters. Let's just get celebrities to voice them, which a part of me is like iffy on it because on one hand, my opinion is these are different iterations. As long as they fit the character, I'm all game. But I do agree that it is disappointing to keep seeing this happen.
Mhm.
You know, like celebrity casting because ultimately it's like if you're a kid who likes these films, do you really care that much that like Idris Elba voices Knuckles
I don't think
or like
the
Keanu voices Shadow? I mean, maybe people care about that
I don't think
because
that I don't think the kids care.
it's the
But
parents who are like,
but
oh
it's like the
hey, I know
parents
that
like
guy.
I
But
know
that's
that
what I'm
guy.
saying though. That's what I'm saying. It's like
I don't even
it's
think it's
I don't know
that.
who it is. Who is it for?
yeah.
Like
I
I mean,
literally
For people to be like, oh my god, Keanu Reeves is voicing the evil guy. in the
okay, no,
movie."
like okay, so like I understand, like I could understand it, like with like Smurfs getting Katy Perry to voice Smurfette because
do
like
you understand?
do you like I under no listen I understand because like
Because
because
who
like
the
when you
fuck
wait
voices
because when you
Smurfette?
because when you think about it, right?
No,
When you think about it,
come on.
when it comes down to it, Katy Perry, California Girls were undeniable, right? Were unforgettable.
But what does that have to do with Smurfs?
No. Billboard Top 100. That song's on her songs are on the radio. You hear Katy Perry on the radio, so you're like, it registers with the kid, it registers with the parents, and like, oh, Katy Perry,
But what does
I
that
know
have
who
to do
that
with
is.
Smurfs?
The kids are like, Katy Perry, I know who that is. I
who
want to
else was
watch
in
the
those
Smurfs
fucking
movie.
movies? Who voiced like the other
Oh.
Smurfs? It was a bunch of people, man.
Or like, oh, Rihanna's in Home. Rihanna's voicing the girl in Home. I'm going to see Home.
Dude,
okay?
Sheldon voices the purple alien. We're gonna go see that movie.
Yeah, we're
man.
gonna go see
I
that.
watched that in theaters. I remember it
Um,
was whatever. It was fine.
Neil Patrick Harris, but I don't know. It's just like celebrity voices are like weird, are weird, especially when you can tell that they're fucking hamming it in or phoning it in.
I hate it when that
Real
happens.
Real fucking bad.
I hate it when that happens.
But
Or it's like, or it's the more like complicated thing where it's like you can tell that this person's actually a pretty good actor, but like voice acting is like a whole separate thing. I had the same feeling when I watched Last Wish, Puss in Boots 2, and Florence Pugh voices Goldilocks. And I was like, Florence Pugh is a good actor, and she's not terrible in this movie. It's just that delivery of like it's weird, you know. I don't know.
Like
that's what I remember.
I feel like that's the case with all of those Shrek movies. They would just like cast like the most like
Get
random
anyone.
ass celebrity to like in the shit and have them like say some of the most outlandish like crazy ass shit, and then like okay go we're going with that taker or something like that.
Yeah, but anyways, Shadow. Yeah, I wasn't really. I knew that they were gonna cast a celebrity for him anyways, because that's the order of operations. The only person they didn't cast a celebrity for is Tails, because didn't they say they literally couldn't find anyone who could really do like a Tails voice? So they're just like, we'll just get Colleen.
I mean, like, if you get a kid actor, that kid's getting replaced by the next movie they show up in.
Yeah.
So there's no real point in doing
We'll
it.
just get Colleen.
Yeah. But then there's also like the weird pay discrepancies.
Oh yeah, there was like
did y'all see that?
I saw it, and I remember people. So I don't have the tweet on me. I might go look for it. But basically, what we're talking about is that there was some discourse over the pay discrepancies for the voice actors in the movies. So at the top, it had like Keanu, Idris, like the celebrities, and then below them was James Marsden, and like Tinka Sumpter, and then below them was the VAs like Ben Schwartz and Colleen. Like they were getting paid the least amount of money. Let me see. Okay, here it is. So Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, so I mean
Jim Carrey's 12 million, bro.
Yeah, because
a
like
lot of money.
there's a lot of fucking like these pay the pay they give to these actors is ridiculous. Like I think Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid like $100 million.
$100 million to return
for fucking
back.
Doctor Doom. It's ridiculous.
I remember I read that interview. He was like, I just thought it would be right. It's like, no, it's because they gave you all that fucking money.
And
That's
like
why
the people who wrote the story and the comic book like writers and shit are putting up GoFundMes for their medical bills on Twitter. While you're getting paid $100 million, but hey, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Let me look at this tweet. So Jim Carrey is 12 million. That's insane.
And he's playing two characters.
Keanu Reeves is 5 million. Idris is 3 million. James Marsden is 1 million. Ben Schwartz is 500,000. Tika Sumpter is 400,000. Colleen O'Shaughnessy is 350,000. And I guess another character is.
Oh yeah, that's these are all the new. That's the new girl. Like
okay,
the new
people.
The new girl who works for Gunn. I don't know if she was in the trailer or not.
So on one hand, I do think it is crazy. I do think it is unfair that like specifically voice actors got paid like not as much as the others. 500,000 is still a lot of money, but it's definitely not like, obviously in comparison to 5 million or 12 million, it's not a lot. I will say though that like people have to remember, and I'm not saying this to be insulting, I'm just saying that that's just kind of how it is. People have to remember that like the voice actors and or lower tier actors were never going to be paid as much as like the A-listers, That's just kind of how it is. And you also have to consider some of these characters, like how much screen time they have. Voice acting and being an actor on the set is not the same. People didn't even really point out that Tika Sumpter, who is the other supporting human character, gets paid less than James. Which, to be fair, she's not in the movies that much. She's not that important. But like, I saw people like kind of having the outrage about the voice actors when it's like, but she also wasn't getting paid much either. And you could make a whole case for that too.
I think it's weird because like they're the top billing. Like I remember, didn't they have to like fight to get Colleen on like the top of the poster?
Oh, like on the posters and stuff, like named on there. Yeah, I think so. They weren't.
She wasn't on it at all, but she's like a main character.
Which sucks.
That shit was weird.
It's literally because she's not like people who don't know voice actors would not know her name, unfortunately.
But she's in everything. Like I grew up hearing her voice in like a bunch of cartoons, so like I'm surprised. Yeah, but
I'm just saying that like regular audiences who aren't nerds like us don't know who those people are, unfortunately.
Real.
Which I wish that was more common, but yeah. Were you gonna say something, Seth?
No, you said it you said it for me.
Oh, okay. Just about the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. I'm gonna link the tweet, by the way. It doesn't surprise me, and well, I do get it. I just think people need to kind of take into account like some of the things that decide this. Some of it is unfair, but some of it is just like, Keanu Reeves, A-list actor.
Yeah.
Idris, A-list actor.
You also and to kind of circle it back to what we saw in the trailer, Jim Carrey plays 2 on-set roles in this movie. He's going to get paid double no matter what because he's putting in double work. But yeah, do you guys have, before we move on to Shadow Generations, do you guys have anything like else to say like about the trailer? Like what like theories you might have?
Theories. So I remember I was very curious about how they're gonna handle Maria because it's not very clear if they're doing the arc in the same way, like if it's like in space or if it's like some other
it doesn't look like it is
project on Earth. like whatever that's gonna be. Just more so curious on how they're going to adapt that, because changes are going to be made no matter what. So I'm preparing myself for that. Kind of just curious about Maria's performance, because here's my thing, like, a kid performance makes or breaks the role. So
I don't
like,
think she's a kid. I think she's
like a teenager.
yeah.
I think she's a little
think she's
older.
a little-
She'll.
I
That
don't
makes
know the
sense.
actress. I'm
I
not
don't know her.
familiar.
Or it could be a teen playing a younger kid, because they're not gonna get like an actual
Yeah.
Mhm.
12-year-old for that shit. Yeah, just more so curious. I'm curious about why Gerald is here. There's a part in the trailer where Shadow, I don't know if it's something that Shadow creates, but there's a scene, where Sonic and Knuckles and Tails are tied up. There is a big portal that is sucking everything up.
Yeah, it looks like
What is
Shadow's
that?
ability. It looks like Shadow has like a black hole ability in this movie.
Very curious.
Maybe it's like a chaos power of some kind.
My theory is that there is going to be some sort of time travel / time manipulation. That would be the only way to explain why Gerald is there.
I'm
should be
gonna
dead.
bring up a point that our friend Ivan brought up when we were talking about this off camera or off mic, but he
Hi,
said that
Ivan.
it. Hi, hey guys.
Okay.
But no. He brought up the fact that in the trailer, Professor Gerald has a like key card / like ID card around his neck that is like a modern day gun key card with his like his picture and his name on it and everything. And we know that in the movie universe, the GUN is not formed until post Sonic 1. So
That's true.
it can't. I don't think we don't think that it is time travel or anything, because if he was from the past, how would he be an official member of GUN?
But how to be alive?
I'm not
But-
sure.
but,
I
like,
couldn't
wasn't-
tell you.
Wait.
They cryo freeze this.
Wait,
body?
wasn't?
They cry out for
Wait,
his-
wait.
I just thought-
How sure are we that? Wait, that because like what was Robotnik was working for the government, right? In one.
He worked for the government, but the government was not the GUN was not formed until after Sonic 1. Because if you remember in the movie, when they invade the wedding, they reveal that after Robotnik did his thing and Sonic was discovered, the nations of the world came together and they formed GUN as a response to extraterrestrial shit.
The aliens.
Yeah, it's like Shield.
They could
Kinda.
they could be lying. I don't trust them. No, but fuck, there was something.
The Knuckles show does show a little more of Gun, but
Yeah.
Who cares?
but who cares?
There's also a lot of cool references. There's like a Chow cafe in Japan.
Oh yeah, it's so
Japan.
cute. Which that would imply that Chow don't exist, but they're just kind of like a cute little like mascot.
Japanese
That's,
mascot.
that's fine though.
You
I
think
didn't
they go to
they
Chow
were-
Garden because there's no Olive Garden in Japan?
No.
Um,
No.
That'd be funny.
I think my only other thing. Oh, what are you gonna say, Seth?
Oh, I wanted to say that I think Shadow, I think the biggest departure with the character in this movie is going to be the fact that he is not artificial. I don't think he's artificial because
You think he's an existing hedgehog who they manipulated?
they
Physically?
say that in the beginning of the trailer, the gun commander is talking to Sonic and he's like, his story is a lot like yours. He discovered his family, but there was Sonic, you found love and family, and Shadow found pain and suffering.
So no black
So that-
arms.
So that tells me we don't know that actually.
That's true.
That tells
Well, I mean,
me
the black arms exist though, aren't they? Isn't it the guy?
But not the
from-
alien black arms.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The fucking aliens. Anyways, the demons.
But yeah, that tells me that Shadow might have been discovered by the government, and they experimented on him
Oh
and like
god.
that's why he's like super powerful and stuff.
I want to talk about, because you brought that up and it reminded me of something that I really liked in the trailer, was how they immediately paralleled him to Sonic. But like you said, the distinct difference is that Sonic found family and community, but Shadow lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's immediately being established.
Another.
I can already see I can already envision the conflict in my brain.
That also leads me to my next point: is I don't think Maria got shot. Because we see
Yeah.
in the scene, Gerald and Shadow, they're like over Maria's body, and there's like destruction everywhere. So I think my personal theory is that Maria died in an explosion.
Okay, yeah,
which is strangely the PG version of that story, because somehow implied violence in movies is less violent.
Yeah, apparently explosions, like, I guess it's a standards and practice thing. Explosions are better than explicit death being shown.
Even though in real life, getting shot is horrible. Is a horrible way to die. Blowing up is way worse.
I guess getting blown up leaves a lot to the imagination, or like fire, like that leaves enough to.
It could also be a fire,
or they could.
Maybe Shadow did it by accident.
Or they could do the thing. Imagine
no, that's the reveal at the end.
Imagine like instead of blowing her up, they do the 4Kids thing. The 4Kids thing.
Oh, they
took her away. They took her away from me. They took her away from me.
Don't talk about fair. Not what happened here.
Don't talk about.
I thought you were gonna say they were gonna show the gun. He pulls the trigger and they cut to black.
That's what they didn't show the hedgehog the game.
Yeah.
When you said that, and that made me think like, oh, what if he does accidentally kill her? But like, wait, so then, okay, no, let me just explain it. He accidentally kills her, but because of the fact that SA2, a part of the plot is that Shadow's memories get manipulated, like, he forgets that, and then he realizes that at the end, right? So now I'm wondering...
Terrible. I don't want that for him.
Make it happen.
What about...
But now I'm wondering if he... See, this is why I'm just curious to how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna do the whole thing where he was stored away for 50 years? Are they gonna do the whole thing where like his memories are all fucked up? He was stored away. Like, how are they going to do this? Are his memories being manipulated? Did he forget his past a little bit until the very end where he's like, "Oh no, Maria, I'm sorry."
Oh, another thing I neglected to say was they constantly refer to Shadow as another alien, so he's most definitely not artificial.
They didn't create the fool. They definitely injected the science.
And if that's like the biggest difference, then so be it. As long as Shadow is in Ark, Gerald, Maria dies, Shadow want revenge. As long as that, or Gerald want revenge. As long as that is like there, I don't care what they do.
Me when Shadow want revenge. Yeah.
Yo, although there was another thing this is a big like discussion point. Yeah, I think they're killing Tom.
No,
I don't think. No, that's just a thing they didn't.
That'd be funny.
What?
No, here's what's gonna happen.
Shadow will threaten his life to the point where you think he will die, but he won't die.
There's a shot of Sonic the Tails and Knuckles looking real sad, like as the camera pans away. People have joked about like if the Sonic movie fails, like all the discussing film like accounts are gonna use that as the picture.
They're gonna use that image. It's so funny. Or like that's gonna be used as a reaction image for when someone dies.
Yeah, but here's what's gonna happen. I'm imagining that shot is after some sort of action scene involving Shadow. Tom he's like Sonic or whatever. He gets hurt, like real bad. That takes him out of the movie. You know how the wedding took the human characters out of the movie.
I think Gunn will hold him hostage.
Hostage? You mean like, but they're on their side.
Oh, you think so? Well, but Gunn's weird. We don't know their motives.
Oh, okay. But I think by the end of the movie, he's gonna be in a hospital bed and he's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I'm fine." Like he's gonna look like Dave in the second Alvin and the Chipmunks movie.
Yeah.
They keep stealing from the movies, man. They're not low.
Listen.
But I don't.
Madonna.
This movie is still rated PG. I don't think that. Well, I mean, they killed a girl, but I don't think
PG. The PG movies have been kind of pushing it lately. Have you noticed?
they have. I saw
that in a good way.
Transformers. I saw Transformers 1 this week or last weekend. I got to see it early because of a preview screening. And that movie pushes the PG rating to like the limit sometimes. So you know,
Ooh,
and if Maria is dying in this movie,
do you think we're gonna get a
I
hell
don't
or a
think-
damn?
I hope so. I don't think Tom is dying. I do think he's going to be hurt and exited from the story until the end.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure James Marsden loves those Sega checks.
He loves that $1 million check, bro. Of course.
Like how Jim Carrey died at the end of Sonic 2, but
He didn't.
this movie was just so good that he had to come back from retirement.
For $12 billion.
12 billion Sonic bucks.
Yeah, $1 billion Sonic bucks. Do you? I remember you talked about this with a friend. I think this movie will make more than the previous one. I'm not sure if it'll hit $1 billion, but it's definitely gonna make a lot of fucking money. Especially since, like, I don't know. I've been seeing, like, I noticed last time a lot of non-Sonic people were excited to see this movie, the Sonic 2, but I feel like I'm seeing that even more with the third one. The third one, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people who aren't even like Sonic people being like, "What the fuck? What is this? This actually looks kind of cool."
I mean,
You know?
they could
got
project
coworkers.
the
and old friends from high school texting me going, "Yo, Shadow the Hedgehog's in a movie," and it's like, these people don't. These people
they don't
like,
go here.
They don't go here. They don't know anything about Sonic. They don't care. But it's Shadow the Hedgehog, man.
Because Shadow is cool.
That character like does something for people.
He's cool.
And I definitely think we're in a place where we're definitely in a place like where more people are going to movies
Mm-hmm.
as
We're doing
well,
better in the movies.
because well, keep in mind the first Sonic movie came out right before, literally the month before the entire world shut down.
A lot of people's last
Which
movie,
was why it made so much money compared to everything else that came out that year. And then like the world was kind of still like opening back up, but there were still restrictions in place when Sonic 2 came out.
Yeah.
And then we've seen like, you know, the Mario movie come out and other movies. $1 billion. We've seen the fucking Inside Out 2, all these other like kids movies making
Deadpool
billions.
Wolverine made $1 billion.
Deadpool
That's
and
not a
Wolverine
kids
made-
movie.
It's not a kids
Yeah,
movie.
I know. It was the first thing that came to my mind where it's like,
Yeah,
that made $1 billion.
but yeah,
in the first time.
Sonic 3 is definitely making 12 is if it doesn't make $1 billion, it's gonna definitely make $500 million.
I think
$500
it's
million
going. I think it's not gonna make $1 billion. I think I'm going to bet it'll make $600 to $700 million. That is my bet. The last Spider-Verse movie made like $607 million. I'm pretty sure. So that's kind of been the.
And it's a little darker. It's a little more, you know, vibey.
Yeah, definitely
it's a little more peak.
feeling it.
It's a little more peak, you know. They'll do it.
I like these films. I don't think they're like the greatest in the world, and they kind of have all the trappings that I think are annoying in any type of live action CGI cartoon animal hijink hybrid movie. I think that I feel like the more the movies embrace the game more, that's the more I started to like them. And I'm hoping that this embraces it's a fucking Sonic movie. Okay? It's not just Sonic fucking around with
movie.
human characters. This is a Sonic movie, okay? And that's what I want. And I feel like we're gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I fuck with Shadow the Hedgehog. Jeff
I love
Fowler is
Shadow.
not. I don't think Shadow the Hedgehog is gonna get fucked up because Jeff Fowler.
Because that's his baby, man.
It's his baby. His first job in the VFX industry was the Shadow the Hedgehog video game. Like
Wow.
that shot in the opening where he's like beating up the gun soldiers. That's referenced in this movie. He
That's
animated that
awesome.
shot.
That is so. He animated it,
Yes. Like
dude.
it's so it's all it. He said it's all come
this
like full
this
circle
is the
for him.
culmination. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is his moment.
So
Wow.
like, if anything, like
Sorry.
like I have no worries for Shadow. Like I think it's gonna be great.
I think the only thing I'm worried about is just potential like human subplot stuff that I will not care about.
As long as there's no like
Um,
wedding.
I don't
I don't
need.
even
I don't.
mind
wedding-
the wedding part.
The
of
wedding.
Sonic.
The wedding was really fucking funny.
It's funny.
The wedding was
I-
really fucking funny.
It's
It
really
was really
funny.
fucking funny.
But I get
It's
why
just
people are like, I don't want.
when
this,
you're in
know?
the middle of it and you're like, but this is a Sonic film, you know, like that's kind of the thought process.
The wedding
that's just
being
my
there
thing.
Like it did tie into the Sonic plot. I think
It did.
I think Sonic and Tails getting kidnapped and they had to like go save him, like didn't need to be there. That definitely felt like this movie's not feature length yet.
Yeah, we need another
Um,
thing to extend the runtime.
But yeah,
Yeah.
as long as if they do like a human thing in this movie, as long as it doesn't feel like we need to make this longer.
Yeah, I'm also just iffy on whatever's going on with Eggman, or I guess Dr. Robotnik here, because
Yeah.
he's not really, you know.
They call him
just
Eggman.
kinda- Oh.
They do it the classic way. They most characters call him Robotnik and Sonic calls him Eggman.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm more so just concerned about whatever's going on with that. Cause like I don't mind Jim Carrey Eggman, but it's one of those things where
Not really playing Eggman.
you're playing Jim Carrey.
Which is great. I love
That's fine.
90s Jim Carrey like shenanigans.
You know, but it's yeah, that's my only real concern. Other than
I
that,
still
I
get
think
the
it looks
robot.
cool. Let's say something else. Oh yeah. Glad we're continuing this trend of whatever the fuck is going on between him and Agent Stone. Whatever that is.
Pinnacle.
whatever they got going on, some sinister.
So funny. But
Evil Yowie.
Anything else to say about Sonic 3, or do we move on to
No, we gotta.
I'm good. Let's
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Shadow.
Oh
video
yeah.
game.
You know what? There's so much stuff that happened in between episodes that like things slipped in my mind.
What,
So I'm a kind of go down the line about like these things and kind of culminate them in all one. So boom, we're in the year of Shadow. Sega's doing mad shit to get Shadow, to give Shadow, you know, his spotlight and stuff. Games, movies, and cartoons, anime. What?
Yeah, we're getting a 3-part like animated thing that's gonna come out soon? Question mark.
It's
10 with the game. We have a 3-part manga that they're making.
Is it 3 parts?
I have
I don't
no
remember.
idea.
I heard the
I'm-
number. I heard the number 3, but I'm not sure if that's true.
That's why I'm confused about it being 3 parts.
That would
Like I
make
said,
sense.
The game comes out next month, so
That
Yeah.
would make sense though. If the you know, as Matt just said, Shadow manga and Koro magazine. That would make sense if it's 3 chapters, because if it releases, it's like the month before the game comes out, the month when it comes out, and the month after it comes out, to like close out the hype. I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very. It makes sense, but it is very interesting to see the Year of Shadow. Like, there's a lot of emphasis on like his backstory, which, like I said, makes sense it's important to Sonic X Shadow Generations because he's literally going back and revisiting parts of his lore. But like there's a lot of emphasis. It's almost like they knew that there was probably going to be a lot of people who are going to see the movie this year who don't even know what's up with him. So they're like, okay, I'm not saying like purely because of the movie, but I know that this ad campaign definitely had to have been in tandem with the movie, so I know that they're probably like, okay, for people who don't know, here's Shadow's backstory and the reason why he's like this, because we haven't really addressed this for like 20 years, so we have to reintroduce people who probably don't know.
They released an official an official recap of Shadow's backstory and history.
It's that terminal montage video, right?
That, but also it's just like Eggman expositing the backstory. They also did an interview with Izuka recently that kind of cleared some things up with Shadow.
Hi, Izuka. Do you know that one? Well, I don't. Maybe this is off topic. Do you remember that interview he did recently where he was saying like he really wants to do something with Shadow again, where he wants him to be like basically leaning more into the morally ambiguous stuff for him, where he wants
make him a little more antagonistic,
evil Shadow, and like some people are kind of like, what? He's not evil though, and it's like, guys, did we forget that Shadow the Hedgehog is literally branded as the moral dubious character of Sonic the Hedgehog? And the thing that interested me,
evil or villain, he could. I don't know if that interview was made in English or Japanese, but if I don't know too much about Japanese. Let me not be the authority here, but also like, aren't the words like evil or villain like kind of like swappable with like
or like whatever he said that was probably the English equivalent to what he said.
Enemy.
But there was something he said that I think cleared that up for me at least, was that he said that he wants Shadow to do something that may be perceived as evil by other characters, right? And I think
that puts him against Sonic and Friends.
I think that is the distinction that people need to focus on, because Shadow will do anything he wants to do if he believes it's right, or it will result in,
in peace,
because
that's ultimately what he's fighting for.
Because they've done it. IDW has like a weird track record with Shadow. But I think it mainly stems from the fucking the weird writing decisions made during the Metal Virus arc.
There's also mandates though, because
because of the weird mandates, but like I think what you're describing, Donnie, is like the most is probably like issue 5 and 6 when he first gets introduced into the comics, and he's like fighting Sonic because
I remember it because he was trying to get at Eggman.
He was gonna murder Eggman.
I haven't read the comics in a long time, but I do remember that issue.
Yeah.
He was trying to get Eggman, even though Eggman had amnesia, and then Sonic was like, hey, isn't this kind of hypocritical? And then Shadow was like, okay.
And then he came back and put the world in a epidemic. Yeah.
He started COVID.
Metal COVID.
Metal COVID.
Are we good to joke about that now? Who knows?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
People have been making jokes about COVID-19.
We've been doing it for the past 5 years.
Oh yeah.
It's in the whole. Anyways. I kind of went off topic, but I just remembered that, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. I want Shadow to be kind of that again, not like evil, but like the whole point is that Shadow's a very or just not being reduced to the general edgy rival. Shadow is a very steadfast character. He has his own moral code. He will do what he believes he has to do to achieve something, even if it might be a bit morally apprehensible to other characters.
If it involves,
he will kill somebody.
Reminds me of that Sonic X episode, where a certain character is revealed to an inherently what's the word I'm looking for? Unintentionally aiding the bad guys, and Shadow gets
Yeah, and he was like, "We have to kill that bitch now," and everyone was like, "No, don't kill that guy, person, character." Yeah, if you know, you know, but if you don't, then watch the show
for this
because it's good.
20-year-old anime.
Go watch it; it's really good. But yeah, I like that they're reintroducing Shadow. I mentioned this earlier, but Shadow's kind of been in a weird spot for a long time. I think it's mainly because they don't utilize their sidecast in these fucking games whenever they come out, and it's really unfortunate. The only thing that really had a lot of side characters was Sonic Forces, but did they really do anything? No. And then Sonic Frontiers had, they just reduced it to Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, and they were able to write in reasons for them to be there and what they're doing in that, especially with the update where you get to play as them. So that's cool. I'm glad they're trying to reintroduce these characters and actually make them relevant in the stories. I'm hoping that they're going to continue that, especially with something like this, because I just like Shadow, and I feel like for the past couple of years, whether it's because he was absent from the story or because the portrayal of him was not great, I'm hoping this kind of reintroduces him and kind of sets things back in stone, for the games. I mean, I'm specifically talking about the games.
It's weird because I feel like Knuckles had the same exact effect when Sonic 2 came out, and then Frontiers came out, and it almost fixed Knuckles.
Knuckles. Because I remember I watched Sonic 2 and I was like, oh, Knuckles, I actually like this guy. And then
I don't necessarily agree that Shadow needed. Actually, you know what? I do agree that Shadow needed fixing.
Shadow. I think Shadow.
I think they just needed to go back to roots.
I don't think it was that Shadow needed fixing. I think they needed to remember. They needed to remember why people like Shadow, because I think where Sega where the big set disconnect is. There's a really good video by Chow Mix talking about the 2010s Sonic irony hatred culture.
Oh, the meta era.
Yeah, the meta era, and how everybody was yo, these Sonic stories are
dog
awful.
Shit. The characters are cringy.
Even though even though it's the coolest fucking thing you've ever seen,
Sonic can be dumb. Let's not forget, Sonic can be a very stupid franchise, but there is a lot of there is a lot of good stuff. There's
okay, I've always kind of been under the opinion of there's being stupid and then admitting it's stupid and acting like what you're doing is stupid, and then there's and then there's being stupid in earnesty. And I don't remember if I ever said this in a video, but I've repeatedly said that I'm glad that the earnestness of Sonic narrative is back, and the earnestness of treating the brand seriously. It's not you don't, no hate, but you don't get the Game Grumps trashing on your games for a 6-hour YouTube series and then give them free stuff.
And then give them free stuff.
They don't do that anymore. And
the weird meme. I guess, this is literally just a sign of the times. The Aaron Weber era of social media, where it was sort of embracing that sort of kind of cringe Sonic meme on Sonic culture in a way.
Sonic Boom Season 2,
which I can't even blame him, because that was what it was online. That was the culture. So you gotta stay hip and cool. That's what you do.
It got clicks.
I just didn't like the attitude, like you said, like with Sonic Boom 2, and I know people like that show, but I never really cared for them leaning into the very meta, like self-referential humor, because, like, I don't know, I think it just feels even worse when this franchise was in a very weird spot at the time too, so everything just felt like wrong. And at least for me, when it comes to surrounding media, whether it's social media, the TV shows, whatever is around your franchise, I don't want to be reminded of the fact that it's like, oh yeah, the thing you like is stupid, by the way. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog is not good, it's dumb and stupid, right? Like, I don't want that sort of attitude coming from official channels about the thing that I like. It's weird, even if that was the attitude at the time. That was strange. And with Shadow the Hedgehog, let's take it back. I feel like with Shadow, there was an attitude towards him where he was edgy, but not edgy as in, like, you know, he's an angsty character. Edgy as in, like, oh, he's the dude with the guns and the motorcycle.
Yeah,
and
he
hates Sonic. Yeah,
they were trying to make him, because, like, it's like they wanted him to be like a fucking 90. Like, I mean, he's inspired by 90s comic book characters, of course, like the 90s comic books and shit. Like, that's kind of like one of the notes that they put in, like, when they were creating Shadow. But, like, when people see that, like when they see it, they're like, when they see, like, Shadow and, like, their depiction of him, they're like, oh, this is fucking Youngbloods or something, dude. Like, but he's not like that.
He's not Youngblood.
He's not Youngbloods. He's like Spawn. He's like Spawn, guys. Come on,
he's cool.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
It wasn't made any better that, like, you had fucking Sonic Boom. We don't have to get into that.
Yeah.
But, like, see, the thing with Sonic Boom though is that
it deserves it. It deserves it.
Oh wait, talk about Sonic Boom. Absolutely.
Sonic Boom deserves an entire episode. Sonic Boom deserves an entire episode.
I do want to revisit it just to get fresh.
I've never seen
my
it.
opinion. You haven't seen it?
No.
Dude, you've been planning out this whole time. That's brave.
Wow.
Huh?
That's
you were
brave.
planning on Sonic.
Yeah, it's like how I've never played Sonic Unleashed HD until like a couple weeks ago, dude.
Sick.
I am a D1 hater.
I watched Sonic Boom back when it came out because that was the main Sonic media that was out at the time. I remember when season 2 came out and I was watching it on TV because it was on Boomerang.
Oh, I had it on. No, I had Sonic Boom season 1 on, like, my DVR, and I would also catch it like at like 6 o'clock but fuck in the morning, like yeah, I would but I've never watched it, you know, like I never like properly like sat down, watched every episode, or like and saw like what was going on. I would just watch a couple episodes here and there on a random Saturday morning or something.
I have feelings.
Speaking of sitting down and watching, this is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
This Friday, Transformers 1 comes out, and go see it. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they are giving out free Sonic 3 posters with every showing of Transformers 1 for a limited time.
I was trying to figure out
and you get a chance to win an exclusive poster signed by Keanu Reeves himself.
I was trying to figure out what the link between Sonic and Transformers was, and then I remembered Paramount. And I remembered Paramount like just now. Like, I remembered Paramount just now while you were talking. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember earlier I was like, confused about it too, but then I was like,
why are they giving out free fucking shit?
I'm going to see that movie this weekend, so hopefully I can get my poster.
So if you want an awesome Sonic 3 poster with Shadow the Hedgehog on it, go see Transformers 1.
Real.
It's a great. It's actually, like, I can legit say a pretty great movie. And it's a good jumping on point to the franchise too. Yeah. So if you don't know anything, it'll be good.
Be sure.
I was gonna say I won't. This is the only thing I'll say about Sonic Boom is that his character portrayal in that was so fucking weird and bad, and you could tell that they didn't even really want to put Shadow in the show. Honestly, which is why he's
No.
not. He's only there for 2 episodes, the season finale of both of the seasons.
Mm,
It's unfortunate. It hurts my soul.
I do want to do like another. This is like another episode, like topic, but I'm gonna sow the seeds here for it, and you guys can tell me in the tell us in the comments if you want to see that. But like on the subject of like the Sonic the Shadow Generations like animated like series thing, we saw like the first like, was it 3 minutes or was it a minute?
It was not very long.
It was not very
a
long.
minute.
It was like a minute. And they showed us things, and like we also got to see so like Kirk Thornton's back, you know. I think this is his first time this is his first like full project where he gets to voice Shadow and like, you know, actually like explore the character and shit. And he talked about how he had never really explored Shadow's backstory.
Yeah, they didn't tell him.
Because they didn't
That's
tell him.
insane to me. I think that is the craziest thing of all time. I guess it wasn't relevant for the things he voiced in, but it's still just like he just never. You never told him. It wasn't not in any of the character bios. Like, what was going on? That is so strange.
Very, very strange choices. Very strange choices.
I guess just at the time, like they weren't focused on that, so that wasn't like the direction.
Like them editorial mandates ain't nothing to fuck with.
It's
like
just strange.
It's just
he's been voicing Shadow for a long time.
He's been voicing Shadow for over 15 years at this point.
Like basically the same as Roger and like a couple other voice actors.
Whenever Free Riders is like 15th anniversary is, that's when all a majority of the cast like they're going on 15 years.
Dude, there are Sonic fans who aren't even that old yet. Just think for a second.
2010?
No fucking
Sonic
way,
Free Riders is 14
years old.
Oh,
because that was a Kinect game.
Wait,
you have to remember.
Next month is the 14th.
Wow.
14th anniversary.
You guys,
or
I saw trailers for that on TV.
We have to kill ourselves.
No, but
see, every time I think about this game, I think about like it's the first one they did, but I think about how Roger's voice didn't sound good. It was so weird because he was hamming it up everyone sounded awkward. Everyone sounded really weird.
Because it's a cash grab. It's a fucking cash grab. I mean, there was no effort put into that story mode. It's just moving PNGs.
What do you mean?
Which I think
cash grab? Yeah, I'm falling free in the wind.
It's a cash grab because it's like it's just like it's thrown together. It was just thrown together.
Yeah. Even the last games had cutscenes, like animated cutscenes.
Yeah, like Zero Gravity Riders and Zero Gravity have fully animated cutscenes. Like, and even though they're just like, you know, they're just like upscaled like Heroes models, you know, but like still
and a story. Like it actually
there's a story. There's a story. This
Free Riders, what is it even about?
Nothing.
To be honest.
It's about nothing.
I love it.
It has nothing. It's no story.
40%.
On
Metacritic.
But
47%.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, I was listening. I think we talked about I've talked about it in like Discords, about like Kirk Thornton's performance in that little special, and how that's gonna translate into the game. And I'm like, I'm a little iffy still. He's still
Kirk is such a weird voice for Shadow. Because I'm going to admit something right now. Okay, you're all gonna. I like him as Shadow. I really truly do. But But yeah, but the thing but it depends. The thing about it is that, hey, even in Free Riders, I didn't mind how he sounded, even though he sounds very fucking like snaky and weird. I don't know. I don't mind it, but I think it just depends on the direction in the game, because there are certain games where I'm like, not that, like, no, don't do that. But I remember in Forces, I liked how he sounded because it was a bit more of a low-key, somber performance, you know, from him. It wasn't like he wasn't sounding too like snaky evil.
Yeah,
Like how he sounds certain times. I feel like the way they direct him, they want him to sound evil, and I don't really like that.
because like Kirk Thornton is very much an actor who is typecast.
Yeah,
who is
and he's a great voice actor.
He's a
by the
great
way.
voice actor,
He's
but
great
he
in
is-
other things.
But he is typecasted into these like very like these like evil, and I like fucking doing crazy evil shit.
Or he's
like,
like
as-
just grumpy old man or something.
or grumpy
you
old
know?
man. Like why do y'all got him doing the Yujiro Hanma voice when he's voicing Shadow the Hedgehog, bro? Like what's going on here?
They got it, man.
Like what's
Yeah.
what's going on around here?
I just didn't like it when they made him sound like weird and like evil sounding. It was strange. But I
feel
guess
like
also
if-
the issue is that, because you have to think about the games he was in. So he was in Free Riders, but then after that he wasn't in fucking anything. He wasn't in fucking Colors or
I think
Lost
he did
World.
like I think he did like is Shadow in Colors DS? Can anyone fact check me on
Seth
that?
is he? I think there is a
Yes.
model of him in the game. Yeah, but is there voice acting though?
There's like very minimal voice acting.
They go,
Like
yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
like very
Ah.
minimal lines. Like okay.
What the?
Like
Yeah.
maybe like a little grunter here, or like a little like soundbite after you press at the end of
Yeah.
like his dialogue.
Let's do this. Shit like that.
Um,
He was in Generations, but he didn't really do much
You
of
got
anything
this,
in
Sonic.
there. It's you got this, Sonic, you know. But then after that, like, and then
Then
he
it's
was in
just kinda-
Sonic
it's kinda-
Boom,
and
and
it's just kinda
then
nothing.
Sonic Boom, that was, and then he was in Forces, which I like his performance in Forces, but I don't think that character really did anything in Forces aside from beat Infinite up. So like, yeah.
Oh. Speaking of Infinite, that terminal montage video.
Oh yeah,
People are speculating.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
um,
people are speculating that the video might have spoiled all the boss fights.
Is he gonna fight Infinite in the thing?
Because the
That's
video shows
gas.
off Shadow. The video shows off Shadow fighting the BioLizard, obviously. Shows off fighting Black Doom. Shows off fighting. He doesn't fight, but it shows Metal Madness or whatever his name is in the video. It shows Mephiles and it shows Infinite. And silly little battles.
you know
And
what?
people are speculating BioLizard.
those
Sonic.
Those do seem like boss fights.
Those are all
Like-
characters Shadow has fought in canon.
Or what is
Like,
the Infinite boss
because-
fight gonna be?
Because okay, so when you think about
Probably
because
just
think
an
about
auto runner.
because because Generations has, I want to say 6 boss fights. Not
Do we count Shadow and Silver?
six normal
Metal Sonic?
boss fights.
Okay.
Do you
6 normal boss
Yeah.
fights, and then fucking Time Eater dog shit ass. Fucking get that shit out of here.
Damn.
Get that shit out of here. Oh, I hate the Time Eater fight.
What do they say? There's a homing. No, what is that
Yeah,
thing
the
they keep
homing.
repeating?
That looks like a homing shot.
Yeah. So
No, but like so Sonic Shadow. So what I'm thinking, this is my put your tinfoil hats on, guys. Put your tinfoil hats on.
okay.
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 So definitely he's gonna go up against what the fuck? Like maybe Mephiles. This is like
Yeah.
his little Mephiles is a rival battle. Okay. Probably Infinite's a rival battle. I don't know who the third rival battle would be. Infinite, and then you got the
Maybe Metal Sonic base form.
Metal Sonic base form, and then he fucking transforms into Metal Madness or Metal Overlord, and they blow up a city. I just really fucking appreciate. Oh yeah, and then also I think we talked a little bit about Sonic Shadow Generations and all the levels and shit, but they finally confirmed like we're getting 06 stuff in there. We're getting hero stuff.
There's a Forces
Awesome.
level.
In the Forces level.
There's a Frontiers level.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And then SA2 and
Do you think we're gonna Super Shadow finale? Because we have not seen Super Shadow.
We
years.
need
Since
that.
06, right?
We need it to happen. But wait, that wouldn't. What's happening with the Chaos Emeralds?
I feel like they're gonna
you
still
get
do
them.
the same thing. I feel like they're still gonna do the thing. They're gonna do the thing that normal gens did, maybe.
Where
And have
you-
them
where you
tied to
collect
boss
them.
battles. To
Yeah.
have them tied to boss fights.
And then when you
stuff.
get them all, you fight the final boss. I think, cause like here's the thing, people are kind of talking like, but if Shadow has the Chaos Emeralds, like, how does Sonic and friends get them?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I thought.
It is like, who's to say that the Shadow in Sonic Generations and the Shadow in Shadow Generations
Are the same character.
are the same Shadow in
No,
time?
oh no.
Because if
You
Shadow is
think?
going through Forces and Frontiers levels, it's possible that the Shadow we're playing as is like
Current Shadow.
current now Shadow, not 2011 Sonic Gen Shadow.
But then how is he?
Because
but
the
then
white
how is
space-
he-
The white space is outside of time. It's all
But
it's
how
all
did he get there?
was just pulled into it, like from the future. Because the time
Because
meter
when
the time meter can pull from anything.
Of course.
It's a timeless being. So it. Oh my god! I just got distracted by the IMDb rating of Sonic Freeriders, 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's possible that Shadow that we're playing as is like being pulled from like a current video game era Shadow,
I guess.
and that's why like, and that's why like, Shadow in Generations is just like, you got this, Sonic, like at the end of the game.
You got
and-
this, Sonic.
And like the Shadow that we're playing as will go back to like his time.
He's having a mental breakdown. How
Yeah.
long do you think it'll be? I'm like betting
there's
7
a lot of
hours.
There's a lot of levels, so it might be a little shorter than base Generations.
How long
um,
is Generations?
It's not long.
Yeah,
You could
not long,
probably
yeah.
beat it. You could probably beat it in under 10 hours.
Yeah, I'm saying like 7 hours for Shadow, to be
Like,
honest.
Shadow Gens is probably as long as Sonic Generations is if you don't do all the missions.
Mhm.
But then they're also like they also
Perhaps.
make the they're also making the environment a little open zone. So
Oh, the little hub world, yeah.
True.
yeah, the little hub world's an open zone. So
Maybe this game's bigger than we think it is. Maybe we're
Dude,
underestimating
this
how big this game is.
This is Shadow's the answer.
when I it's real when I get paid, I'm gonna buy it. When I get paid tomorrow, I'm gonna buy it.
Dude, there's so
I've
many
been-
games
I've been-
coming out in
I've been-
October.
I've been playing Persona 3 again. That's where my mind's at. Oh yeah, a lot of games. October,
Link to
we
Donnie's
got
playthrough in the description.
Oh, sure. Sparking Zero is
That comes
coming
out in
out.
October too. Dragon Ball Daima comes out the same day.
Somebody buy Sparking Zero for me. You'll be a real one.
How much is that game, dog?
It's gonna be
Fucking
$70.
$70.
Oh god, I hate that. I hate it. I hate that that's what we're doing.
Video
now.
games.
I-
But
I remember I went on Steam and saw Final Fantasy 16 for $49.99. I was like, that's a steal. And I'm like, but wait a minute, games
That's normal.
games used to cost $50. Anyways, I hate this place.
you guys got
Anyways.
anything else you wanna?
Sonic is
Same.
cool. And Shadow
I'm
is cooler.
very curious to see what they're gonna do for Shadow. I remember being surprised that they brought back like the Black Doom stuff, but like they can't ignore that. Like they can't. But I'm mainly talking about the cool Black Doom fucking angel wings and like all the see. Here's my
the
philosophy.
Doom powers and shit.
Here's my philosophy. They can do what they want with him in terms of that, as long as it makes him more raw.
Real.
Shadow the
Real,
Hedgehog is supposed to be raw and cool, and that is cool as hell.
I just want the video game to be good. I want everything to go well. I want the movie to be great.
Shadow characterization to be good again.
I want Sonic to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I want Sonic to succeed. I'm tired of the.
I'm glad we're in a good spot right now with Sonic. For now.
Just all I'm saying, I'm gonna say this right now. Sega, I know you guys are scared. But take the shackles off of the writers. Please take the shackles off. Stop. Take the training weights off of them.
Like you can have some restrictions, but like take the shackles off.
We don't need like. I don't think anybody's going to be writing Archie Sonic level soap opera dramas anytime soon.
Especially not Ian Flynn.
Anytime soon. We're good. We're good.
Do we know? Okay, one last thing. Is Ian writing Shadow Generations?
Yes.
Or is that okay? I was curious about that as well.
It's part of the localization.
Localizing
team.
it.
He's a part of the localization team, so like he has a say in what goes in and like kind of like how the lore.
He's a
part of the lore committee, right?
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yeah.
What's up?
Someone made a little graph of like the Japanese script and the English Ian Flynn version, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's so bad." I read it. It's literally the exact same.
Wait, the script to what?
It's just like not a script. It's just lines of dialogue from like boss fight footage. It's literally the same dialogue, but like one or two words are different.
Thing Japan.
Like
with the meme.
It's like you pathetic creature, I'm gonna defeat you, versus like you pathetic monster, I'm gonna beat you. Like it's literally like it's the same thing.
Dude, you don't want to get it. The localization discourse that plagues Japanese media will forever. It will.
There's some valid things to say, but sometimes Sonic says cool, or sometimes Sonic will say awesome and not cool. It's okay.
Yeah.
It means
say swag.
No, don't make him say swag.
Okay. Yeah.
Yippee. Okay, so y'all are good. Y'all are good.
I am good. I think I'm done.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening in on this podcast, to the podcast, and all that good stuff. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow Figure 8 on all of our social media platforms linked below in the description. And we will see you guys in the next one.
See you next adventure.
The flames of disaster.
The flames of disaster.
The flames of disaster.
I feel so Sigma.